I can hardly wait to tell you guys we have a new website, www.thesavvyscribepodcast.com. There you will find all the links to our courses, the podcast, and more. Again, that's www.thesavvyscribepodcast.com.
Welcome to the Savvy Scribe, a podcast for freelance healthcare and medical writers who want to start or grow their business. Your hosts, Carol Bush and Janine Kalbach, will help you build a profitable health writing business without having to spend years figuring it out on your own. Now, let's join the conversation.
Do you guys love what you're hearing? Why don't you join me in our group on Facebook? It's a closed group for those that have to answer questions and get in, but it's the Savvy Scribe Collective over on Facebook. You can visit our website, www.thesavvyscribepodcast.com, to also get a link. See you in the collective. Hey everybody, Janine here with another episode of the Savvy Scribe podcast. I want to say thank you to all of you who are tuning in with me today. It's so rewarding to know that I have listeners. So hi out there. If you are listening to me in your car, on a walk, at your computer, thank you. And if you want to keep supporting the show, head on over to the iTunes area where the podcast is listed and give us a 5-star review if you could. I would love it. And it would just make us more known to more healthcare providers that want to stem off into health writing. So today we're talking all about content strategy for 2020. And I'm going to start you guys off with just some statistics and a little bit of background. So as you guys know, my degree is in nursing, which is very different from the business world. So when I started my business, it was extremely hard for me to understand the technical side of business. And you don't learn that in nursing school. You learn that when you get a business degree and such. Nowadays, I figured it out and realized that many entrepreneurs also struggle with this. Most importantly, they struggle with content strategy and marketing. Did you know only 3% of businesses actually consider their content strategy successful? If only 3% consider their content strategy successful, it probably won't surprise you that 87% of those businesses consider themselves lacking in areas of producing relevant and engaging content. If you look at last year, did you have a good strategy? If you didn't, hopefully this podcast will give you some action to take forward into 2020 and the years to come. Content strategy and marketing are two complex words for a very simple process. The process starts with finding an audience and writing towards their needs. So let's just dive right in. The first part of content marketing strategy is the funnel analyzer. And people talked about the funnel as marketing funnel or sales funnel. If you don't know who you're selling to or what you're selling, the entire strategy will be confusing for the potential customer journey. You want to make your journey for your customer very, very simple. First, find out who your audience is and where you're going to take them. If you have too broad of an audience, it's going to be very hard to map this out simply. Because it sounds simple, but you want them to go to your sales page and buy a product, right? Or, buy services for writing, or if you're a creative, maybe some sort of product. But as you know, it's really just not that easy. It's not that easy to be known. It's not that easy to be found. It's not that easy to reel in customers. But you have to start a lead generation somehow, some way, through blog posts and social media. Really, that's how we do it this day and age. You have to nurture those, meaning give to your audience. And then the way you can do that is through your email list and a free download. What can you offer them to give them a little teaser and to make them know, like, and trust you? From there, you'll want them to take action, whether that's buying a product or I would keep giving, and eventually sell to them. The next step in your process for content marketing strategy is to look at the content needs of your audience. So only you know your business and know your ideal client. So there's so many ways to produce content these days, like audio, like you're listening to right now, video, like I do in my Facebook group, the Savvy Scribe Collective, and reading via blog posts, which you can see a lot on my website, writern.net. And all of those might be an option, or maybe just one. It just depends where you are in business and trying to ramp up, and or just testing the waters to see what's right for you. You could easily take one blog post and repurpose it into many content upgrades. That being said, take your time and look at what you're producing. Look, can you make it an infographic for maybe a free download? Can you maybe make it into a podcast episode, depending, or a podcast guest if you don't have your own podcast? This is something to really think about as you're pitching to different places to get yourself known. There's also another podcast episode that I'm recording that goes along with how to structure content in 5 different ways. So stay tuned for that. And I'll post it in the show notes as well when that episode goes live. So the third part is your editorial calendar. Let's just start at basics. It's something that an editorial calendar is something that will keep you accountable for all the ideas for content and how often you're posting them, showing them on social media, or even sending out emails. It does take time to create an editorial calendar and organization, and after you make it, you have to be diligent and go back on it to look at it, to improve it, to post some links. What I will do for you guys in this episode is definitely give you a look at my content calendar for last year, to just take a look at it and look at what we've done and how we keep track of what's going on and what's coming up. Because again, it could get very, very confusing and very overwhelming if you don't take charge of it. When you have your editorial calendar, it starts the planning of your strategy. So you can theme things out month by month. You can theme things out week by week. Maybe you have a launch going on. You can plan it out so that it coincides with your launch. Whatever feels good to you and your business and your audience. The fourth part of your content strategy is to brainstorm some ideas. And I know you have them, or you wouldn't even think about making content at all. So a lot of times ideas come to me in the shower, driving to work, playing with the kids, and I have an app, not even just an app, just even your notes app or Google Keep. I open it up, I have a streaming list of ideas, and I just keep writing them in there. They don't have to be fancy or anything like that, but it gives me an area to just write it and then get it out of my head so I don't forget about it. The trouble is trying to keep those ideas flowing. Remember that you are the guide. You're the guide to your audience, and every piece of content needs to have some sort of purpose. We all love talking to our people. We all love engaging, but really in every piece of content, think about your call to action. So I have a lot of entrepreneurs who ask me, Janine, how do you come up with new content all the time? So I came up with a list for you guys. Things you can do to ramp up your content is get some questions from your readers, survey them, see what they want to know, see where they are, poll them. Groups, look at groups that are relevant to your content needs. Like, you have competitors out there, see what they're posting, see what's really engaging their audience. You can search keywords, look on Google, just keyword search, look on LinkedIn, do a keyword search. Learn. Go back in time to before you started your business. What did you not know? What did you always have to Google or search? Become an inspiration for your competitors. Again, look at your competitors. Look at their blog. What are they posting? Can you tweak it to make it yours? Can you make it better? Always, always, always look at your competitors, because obviously they already have clients. And headlines. Look at the headlines that you've already posted. Are they SEO friendly? Are they grabbable? Like, does your headline make you want to read the content? You might just need to do a quick tweak on a lot of that, and you may notice more traffic come in. Now that you have some ideas, which you probably already had, again, look at those headlines. Think of some words that make you click on an article that you like to read. What made you click on this podcast today? Is it just because it's next in the feed? Are you looking at something for your strategy, or did the title of it make you click for some reason? Maybe it was a how-to, or maybe 5 tips or whatever makes you click on something. Think about that when you generate your headlines. Sumo.com is a great, cool headliner generator that can help you engage powerful headlines. And that's what you want to go for, the powerful. A good headline really gets 3 times more engagement than a headline that doesn't engage people and isn't good. So the next part is a content outline. This is to make sure you are covering everything you want in your piece of content. When you look at every one of my blog posts or every podcast episode, you'll see that there's like bulleted points that I talk about in each episode to make sure that I have your guys' attention, and then I'm giving you relevant information. The cool part is now, after you have your content outline, you could start to write. So the writing really is the easiest part. Then after you write it, we're going to move in to the last part of this, and it's to schedule it. After you create the post, you have to schedule it through your website. You could schedule it on your WordPress platform like I use. Squarespace is another one that I've used in the past. It's easy. You just use the calendar. You can also create an email for your email list to let them know that there's a new blog post out there. And I also use Tailwind for my Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram for posting my podcast and my blog post. And there'll be a link to all these in the show notes. The social media platform I use is called Recur Post. It's easy. You could get to create content libraries that are relevant to you. So I use that, and it doesn't overload your feeds, and it picks out the best times to post. So again, that's how you can get a lot of engagement on your posts as well. Every day I challenge you guys, to write to your audience. I don't care if you have 2 people or 300 people or 3,000 people. Every day, try to get out there and talk to them on your social media. I'm not saying write a blog post every day. Do something small to let people know you're around and you're there, and to remember. So now I want you to go back to your earlier posts. Everything you've written, look at those headlines. Make sure you're talking to the audience that you want to talk to. Check that readability and your keywords and your SEO. Add some images in there. That's the key to getting great content strategy for this year. The sooner you have it written down on your calendar, the better it's going to be. And I'm telling you, it will help, because we're humans and we thrive on schedules. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope it was very helpful. If you like these podcast episodes, I invite you, because this is actually part of the live series I did over on Facebook, in our Facebook group, the Savvy Scribe Collective. And you can engage with other writers, all different areas of writing experience. So come on and join us, and I'll see you in the group. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hey everybody, Janine here. I wanted to just interrupt to tell you guys more about our upcoming course, Plan, Create, Launch, Land, and Grow Your Health Writing Business. If 2020 is your year to shine, you're ready to launch, you're done in the healthcare world, I want you guys to come on into the course. Right now, I am hoping to launch it by March 1st, and it's well on its way. But if you want in earlier, all you have to do is go to Growth Lab, GROWTHLAB, thesavvyscribepodcast.com. There you will see everything about the course, what to know, what's in every module, and all about the pricing. So you can get there now and see how to get on the wait list, so I can give you updates as we go along.
That's a wrap for today's episode of The Savvy Scribe. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Until next time.